Well, good morning, lovely ladies and gentlemen. Steve Collins coming to you from gorgeous, rainy San Antonio, Texas, the second most powerful, passionate, and purposeful coach and speaker in the world. That's a warrior. That is a warrior. That's the Spartans, you know, the few against the many, for principles, for their wives, for their children, for their family, for everything they believed in. Woo, baby, this one's going to sting a little bit this morning, so I hope you enjoy personal growth and personal development. Would you, I'm just going to ask you a question. Oh, thou of high standards and expectations for all of those around you in your life that you demand the very best from. Okay, this is for you. This is for you that demand so much from others. Would you marry you? Would you date you? Would you want you as a best friend? Would you tell you secrets you wouldn't want anybody to know? Would you hire you if you owned your own company? Would you want an employee like you running your business? Would you like you as a boss? Would you like you as a parent? Would you like you as a child? This is the question that brings light back on ourselves. You know, from the earliest story of the Bible, everything was about the blame game. God created Adam and Eve, Garden of Eden, everything's going fantastic. He's walking and talking with them. He tells them, you got everything. Do whatever you want, just don't eat from that tree. Eve hits the tree, snake says, did God really say you can't do that? By the way, he's still saying that in America every day to people. He ain't showing up in a pitchfork and horns. No, he looks a lot like your buddies. He looks a lot like your friends. He looks a lot like your favorite rappers and singers and people saying, oh, this is so awesome. This is amazing. You're missing out if you're not doing this or being this or having this. Oh, no. Don't let anybody tell you what to do. Did God really say you can't do that? I mean, the Bible was written thousands of years ago by people. It's just a people book. Did God really say that? Still saying the same crap today. Did God really say you couldn't do that? He just knows if you eat it, you'll be like him. And like they say, she ate us out of house and home. Second, hey, Hubs, want a bite? Oh, yeah, baby, let's do this. God goes walking in the garden. Adam, where are you? Notice he didn't say, Adam and Eve, where are you? Man, it's all your fault. Adam, where are you? Not because he didn't know where he was. He wanted Adam to know that he was hiding out. And that wasn't the intention of the original relationship. A lot of people are still hiding out, you know, because you feel like you messed up and you did wrong and he's going to chase you down with a lightning bolt. He knows where you are. You ain't hiding. He knows your heart. He knows how hard you're trying. He knows the work that you're putting into it. You don't understand him like that yet, but you will if you spend enough time with me. And the blame game began. Adam, what happened? The woman you gave me. The woman you gave me. She made me do it. Eve, the devil made me do it. The blame game, the blame game, the blame game. Oh, you of such high standards and expectations for all those around your life. Oh, you who sit on the sidelines and tell people how they should be playing the game. Oh, you who watch football and say, I would have caught that. No, you wouldn't have, you 380-pound Dorito-eating, Bud Light drinking, lying fool. You wouldn't be able to do that. You can barely get off the couch to go to the bathroom and pee in the toilet without peeing all over the ground. You can't catch it like that. You're just a spectator, baby. You ain't in the game. You hear what I'm saying? Oh, well, if I was her, I would do this. No, you wouldn't. You don't know their history. Well, if I was him, I would do this. No, you don't. You don't know their history. You don't know how he was raised. You don't know how his granddaddy was to his daddy and how his daddy was to him and how stuff went down when they were little children. You don't know that his great uncle came and abused him when he was a child, when he used to be babysat by him, and he's held this secret in his life for years, and it manifests now in anger and frustration and broken relationships. You don't know, sucker. You don't know. You just judging folks because you think you know. And you have this high expectation for other people that you, your little bitty old self, can't even live up to your own self. So I bring the question back to you again. Would you marry you? Would you date you? Would you hire you, knowing everything you know about you? Would you hire you? Well, maybe to flip burgers you would, but would you hire you for a 6 or 7 figure a year job? Would you hire you? If you were an employee, would you want you as a boss? Knowing what you know about you, knowing your work ethic, knowing your attitude, knowing how you show up late and leave early and do the bare minimum just to get by, convincing yourself, well, that's good enough because nobody really knows. Would you want a child like you? Would you want a parent like you? I ask these questions because of a simple reality that we all know. We tend to judge other people by their intentions, and we judge ourselves by our actions. One more time, let me get that backwards. We judge ourselves by our intentions, and we judge others by their actions. We look at what others do and make a judgment. We look inside ourselves and have a conversation with ourselves about what we intend to do, and we judge ourselves as if we do that. I could be 800 pounds and go, I have a gym membership and I want to go every single day, but you ain't going. But you're judging yourself as if you are. Unfortunately, you are not. And so we tend to judge ourselves by our intentions and judge others by their actions. And yet the actions and standards and expectations we have for other people tend to be significantly higher than those we hold ourselves accountable to. Jim Rohn says it this way: you have to learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. You work harder on yourself than you do on your job. What does that mean, Steve? Personal growth, personal development, becoming all God created you to be. I love my Tuesday morning calls with a couple of other coaches across the nation. We have these mastermind wonderful sessions where we just ask each other powerful questions. And one of my buddies, Wayne, this morning says one of the questions he's asking his clients is, what are you lying to yourself about right now that you're happy with? What are you lying to yourself about right now that you're happy with, that you're not really happy with? You're just afraid to go hard in the paint to go get it. Or you're settling. You hear what I'm saying? My other buddy, Hank, asked the question, what limitations are you fighting for in your life right now? What limitations are you fighting for in your life right now? What do you mean by that? Every time you say why you can't do something, or why you won't do something, or why it's too hard, or why it costs too much, or why you don't have enough time, or why you don't have enough resources, or why you don't have enough rent, you're fighting for your own limitations. You're making a case against your own limitations. You are the attorney at the trial of your life, accusing yourself of the inability to perform. And I ask the question of them that I will ask of you this morning. Who do you have to become for other people to show up in their best self in your presence? Who do you have to become for others to present their best selves to you when they show up? You know what it means to be presidential, to be royal, to have that air, that if you were going to be meeting with someone of extremely high stature and high respect, you would probably put on your Sunday best. You would probably be very careful what you said. You might even brush your teeth and comb your hair, put on some cologne and some makeup. You surely wouldn't show up in your gray sweats with ketchup and mustard on them. You would present your best self because they are worthy of having your best self presented, because you want to represent yourself well. So my question to you is this: who do you have to become for others to present their best selves in your presence? How do you become that person that causes others to want to show up as their best version of themselves in your presence? How do you do that? Who do you become? Who do you have to become for that to happen? And this is the question that I leave all of you this morning. Would you hook up with you? I don't mean it like that. Maybe I did. That sounded kind of funny. Would you date you? Would you marry you? Would you hire you? Would you want you as a boss? Would you want you as the President of the United States? Would you want you as the person leading your family? Would you want you as a parent? Would you want you as a child? Well, then let me help you with where I'm going with this conversation. Whatever it is about you that you say, don't think so, that's the area you get to work on. Okay? That makes sense? Does that make sense? It all comes back to you. What is it that you have an issue with yourself? So here, ladies and gentlemen, is how I'm going to end this morning. Very simply, this. Every one of us is desperately seeking a relationship with someone or many people who knows all of our ugliness, all of our crap, all of our inconsistencies, all of our hypocrisies, all of our challenges, all of our struggles, all of our little dark secrets, who will know all of that and yet still love us for who we are in the process of becoming who we intend to be. And I have great news for you and terrible news for you. The terrible news is you will likely not find a person on this earth in this lifetime who is going to be able to give that to you 100% of the time consistently. If you're fortunate enough to have a husband or wife who's got your back 90% of the time, they have issues they go through too. They will go through seasons and struggle. Rich or poor, sickness, health, better or worse. You know the story, and you do go through all those seasons the longer that you've been married. So the bad news is, if you're wanting to fill that empty hole with a person's love, bad news for you. Ain't gonna happen consistently. What's the great news? The great news is that there is one who created you, who lives to do exactly that. There is one who created you, who knows every little thing about you. Not just the good stuff, not just the cool stuff you do, not just the stuff that you're proud of and that you can pat yourself on the back for, really good things. He knows the secret stuff. He knows what you do when your wife goes to bed early at night. He knows what you're watching late at night. He knows what's popping up on your computer in the middle of the evening. He knows the conversations that you're having with those members of the opposite sex when you're married. He knows the look that you gave that guy at the office. He knows about the thoughts that you had in your heart towards what you could do if this happened. He knows all of that stuff. None of that stuff is hidden from him, and yet he loves you like crazy. Do you know that it's his love and kindness that makes us want to be better people? Not fear of getting a lightning bolt zapped in our butt. It's his kindness that makes people want to be better. Well, I took this example. If it's his kindness that makes us want to be better people, not the threat of ugliness or the threat of revenge or the threat of punishment, but it's his kindness that makes us want to change, I thought to myself, he's a great example. Maybe if I choose to be kind and loving, even though my kind, loving ways are a little rough for most people, because some people just need to hear it like it TI is, and y'all don't need no sugarcoating. Y'all need to give me the opportunity to speak into your life with a little intensity, because I may be the only one doing it. If it's his kindness that leads men to repentance or to turn around and change, then maybe my kindness will do the same. Maybe your kindness will do the same. Maybe if you began treating other people with the kind of grace and forgiveness and mercy and love that you would want someone to treat you going through your crap. Maybe if you extended that out first and you became the catalyst for that, maybe, just maybe, you would begin to see a bigger, better life with those who love you and who you love. Would you date you? Would you marry you? Would you go out with you? Would you spend time with you? Would you hire you? Would you want to work with you? Would you be your own best friend? If you're not, don't worry about it. Work on it. It's progress, not perfection. Progress, not perfection. Become the type of person who others, when they show up in your presence, present their best selves. That's how you'll know you're on the right path. And if you're struggling to feel that love from other people, let me just help you. Give it up and look up to the one who will love you through the entire process. Have a great day, guys.